Hi, I'm at the Atlas, where Loire have arranged a focus tasting of Sauvignons from the Loire Valley. I'm with Sam Harrop, Master of Wine, who's going to tell us, Sam, what's the purpose of today's tasting?
Well, this is a selection process. It's called Ambassador Selection for Van der Pey and Touraine Sauvignon Blanc in the Loire. It's a process we've been doing for 2 years now, and basically we're getting some key trade members with great palates together to go through a large number of samples of Sauvignon Blanc from those two regions, and basically to select the most appropriate wines out of that sample for the UK market. So effectively we're doing a massive selection for the trade on some of the best Sauvignons out of the 2009 vintage.
And can anyone enter that, or is it a selection?
No, anyone from the region, Van der Pey or Touraine Sauvignon, can enter from that vintage. It's open to all from the region, which is great, you know.
And what kind of results are you looking for? What kind of analysis are you doing of the wine?
Well, first point to make is that this isn't a competition. This is a hugely detailed process of exchanging tasting notes, views on the wines. It's very interactive between the judges. We have 4 judges and myself as chairperson, and we have Kat Lomax from Direct Wines. We have Sarah Jane Evans, who's a Master of Wine. We have Sarah Ahmed, who's a very renowned journalist in the trade, if you like, and Christine Parkinson, who's a buyer in the on-trade. It's for some very important restaurants. So it's not a competition, it's a selection process with a huge amount of dialogue to get the right results. Effectively, we're feeding back to the wineries that don't make the cut, if you like, with technical advice as well as to how they can improve.
So it's constructive feedback.
Exactly, but the important thing is that we're open to lots of different styles of wine. This is not about selecting the most New Zealand-like Sauvignon Blanc, not at all. We want to encourage terroir. But to encourage terroir, you then need to encourage diversity, because there's so many different types of soils and climate types within this massive region of Van der Pey de Loire and Touraine AOC.
And finally, the end goal, where will the trade or the consumer come across these wines?
Well, the trade will benefit, I think, and they benefited last year, by having access to taste these wines. A huge amount of work has gone into this process, and effectively it's like a pre-selection for any buyer, if you like, who's looking to stock a Sauvignon Blanc in their range, whether it be restaurants or off-trade, specialists, major retailers, whatever. A huge amount of pre-selection has been done by 5 talented tasters, if you like, to help the buyer, you know, take a lot of that work, that donkey work away from them. So we're going to have a stand at the London Wine Fair.
At the London Wine Fair.
So PEX is organising that, and everyone's welcome to come by and taste the wines, and there'll be a few lectures about what we're doing as well over the fair. So it's a great process. It's a full 360 process. Once again, not a competition, selection process that feeds back to the producers, what's great about their wine and what's not great about their wine, and then celebrates and supports the wines that are suitable for this market by promoting those wines to the trade at the London Wine Fair. And I believe SUPEX have a load of other initiatives planned. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thanks very much, Sam. Thanks for explaining.
No problems. Nice to see you.